Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for confirming the quality of the audio. Let me welcome the participants first. People asking questions about Marburg virus update. Okay, I should update. There are two more topics as well. Brian Ipsa, first member who commented, and the first viewer who commented is Brian Ipsa. Welcome, Brian. Good to be with you. Good to see you here. Membership link is given in description section of the live chat. Click the link to go to membership page. Edis Unity says, why did you stop making corrections, sir? Which correction did I miss? Edis Unity. One joined. Gilana Ajima. Brian is asking about Marburg. PE joined. Peace and love. Second member who joined. Welcome. Peace and love. Thanks for becoming part of the live chat. Med Abdul is asking about Marburg too. Radha Rauf joined. Mira Korcha chair, third member. Welcome, Mira. MMT joined. Welcome, MMT. Good to see you. MMT is also a regular participant in live chats. Marburg virus update. Well, the Ethiopian Ministry of Health released a statement 2 hours ago. Uh, the number of patients has risen to 4 now. So one more has been confirmed. Uh, 28 samples have been sent to the lab so far. The number has risen to 4. 3 dead. The fourth one, I think details have not been shared. Where is the fourth patient? Is the fourth patient in Jinka or in some other location? How did he contract the virus? No details shared with the government. No news about government's investigation in RC and in West Hararge. I don't know what government has done there so far. We were expecting a statement from the government about situation in RC and Hararge, but they haven't said anything about that. Meanwhile, Western countries, they're issuing travel advisories, telling their citizens not to travel to southern Ethiopia. And by the way, if this virus spreads more, foreign investment, foreign projects, foreign travel to Ethiopia could be in danger because the countries will tell their citizens not to travel to Oromia, to Ethiopia, especially if cases are found in Addis Ababa. That could be really bad news for Ethiopian economy. That is why the government tried to cover it up, and the government is only showing limited numbers. It is not addressing the questions raised by people about situation in Ars in West Hararge. Government is slow because if it is quick, it will have to disclose the number of patients. Radha Rauf is asking about ABO CFO meeting with Roman president. Okay, I'll address it. Zakaria sir. Mira Korcher says, I hope you're not buying PP's recent tweets about reconciliation. Well, it's not that Prosperity Party has completely changed policy about Eritrea and it's going to now pursue the path of peaceful negotiations. No, it's a tactic being used by PP, and PP is now asking the Eritrean government to negotiate. Not a new tactic, but it's definitely a change. Basically, Ethiopian government wants to tell the international community that Ethiopia wants to solve the issue through dialogue. The Eritrea is not showing any response. That is why Ethiopian embassy issued statements today. Otherwise, I think the government will just continue military pressure, diplomatic pressure to force Eritrea to come to the table. Eritrea won't give in. I said that 2 years ago. Isaias won't give in. I don't think Ethiopia can gain sea access to Eritrea peacefully. Yeah, peace and life. I agree that they threatened Eritrea. Now they want dialogue. I think what Eritrea is doing in terms of counter moves, mm, the counter moves could be ringing alarm bells in Addis Ababa. Today, I think another Iranian cargo military plane landed in Eritrea. An account, an expert who monitors such flights, he confirmed the arrival of this flight in Eritrea today. Almost on daily basis, on bi-weekly basis, we're seeing Iranian military cargo planes landing in Eritrea. So Eritrea is buying Iranian weapons at reduced prices. If And Iran can arm Eritrea, by the way. Iran armed Houthis. Houthis can reach Israel. Houthis can hit even American vessels in the Red Sea. Houthis hit American drones too. They shot down American drones. That is why Iranians have technology. They have battle-tested technology, and they are in support of Eritrea now. There is no secret about it. So I think Ethiopia perhaps will have to realize that brinkmanship won't work. Brinkmanship could lead to war, and if war erupts, Eritrea won't be alone. Mythic Kodima says, if you were Eritrean president, what would you do? Well, that's just a question. No one can be in other shoes. Uh, I agree that even no matter who is the president, it is not going to be an easy decision to agree to hand over Assam to Ethiopia. Ethiopia cannot gain access to Assam by force. It won't happen. Ethiopia will have to improve ties with Eritrea. They'll have to coexist peacefully. They'll have to build trust. And maybe then there could be integration, economic integration. I think pressure won't work. Pressure will lead to a big conflict in this part of the world. And Isaias, by the way, is now getting legitimacy by opposition groups too. They're aligning with Isaias because Abiy is threatening Eritrea. So yeah, Isaias is not a loser. He's getting weapons from Iran at low prices while UAE and Israel are supporting Ethiopia. Isaias is not a loser so far in this conflict. Rather, I think he's finding allies. He's finding more supporters. Valedona says Iran isn't going to help. Iran isn't going to help Eritrea, but they can sell armament. That's what Ethiopia. That's what Eritrea wants. That's what Eritrea wants. Eritrea wants weapons at low prices, reduced prices. That's what Iran is giving to Eritrea. DSG says it's part of convince and confuse strategy. I agree, DSG. You'll see so many more strategies. There was two news stories. First one is about Fano. I think today was a bad day for Fano, what happened in Amhara. And secondly, Abiy is in a hurry. Ethiopian PM is in a hurry. People were saying that Ethiopian PM might not hold the next election. He will postpone the election. He will extend perhaps the schedule, but it seems he is in a hurry. He wants to hold the election as early as possible. Let's start with the story about Fano, where Fano fighters have lost control of a district which has been under their control for months. 2 days ago, I did a video, or in a live chat, I said that Lalibela to Sikota road was open. I think regular viewers remember. I reported that 48 hours ago, I think. I got information about the road situation from a contact, reliable contact. He said, Sajid, road is open. and it has not been open for weeks, but it's open, so it means that maybe Fano have suffered losses. Uh, we waited, and today it was confirmed that Fano fighters lost Aina Buna Wareda. Aina Bugna Wareda, situated close to Lalibela. They have been in this Wareda for weeks. For weeks, this Wareda has been under Fano's control. They showed several pictures and videos from this Wareda where they were seen meeting with locals, and they were seen there discussing with locals about the installation of local government there. But all their presence in Aina Bugna Wareda came to an end today, reportedly. Ethiopian military is confirming the control of this Wareda. Since the Wareda is close to Lalibela, to Sikotaro, that is why my report of the law, which I did 2 days ago, I think it has been confirmed that military has been clearing this area. Lalibela is safe too, I think, from military perspective. Fano were trying to reach Lalibela airport, and they were hoping to march into Gashina too, but they have lost Lalibela to Sikota Road. They have lost surroundings of Lalibela. They have lost Aina Pugna Wareda. ENDF also making claims about inflicting losses on Fano in Kobo too. They say that in Bichiro, which is in the outskirts of Kobo, Fano suffered losses, but we could not confirm that. But you know that in Kobo and Gidan EU area, for the last 3 days, fighting has been ongoing. 2 days ago, some Ethiopian news sources wrongly claimed that Tigray fighters were involved there. They were not involved there. It was between Fano and military. ENDF sources say that in Bichero, Fano suffered heavy losses, but we're in the process of verification. We'll do a video hopefully tomorrow. But Fano has lost Aina Bogna. Kenya says, did you notice that the PP support media stopped talking about the port? Yeah, I noticed that. In fact, they are now talking about port, but in a very measured and calculated and restrained manner. Uh, I think we should wait. Maybe something is happening behind the scenes. Whenever there is a tone down in rhetorics, it means that dialogue has begun, or it is about to begin. Uh, Generally, mediators tell the parties to de-escalate, to silence the activists and mouthpieces on the two sides. Because if during negotiations uh, provocative statements are issued, negotiations are affected. So I think that the tone down in PP's rhetoric could be a sign of some sort of mediation between the two countries, or it could be a sign of the start of negotiations. That is why the Ethiopian embassy pleaded with the international community to convince Eritrea to talk to Ethiopia. Yeni Musica join, welcome Yeni. Now it's second topic, interesting topic. Abiy is in a hurry. Ethiopian PM is in a hurry. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll wrap up the chat and then you can write your questions and comments. Peace and love is saying Ethiopia asks Kenya to mediate between Ethiopia and Eritrea. I don't know. I think one Ethiopian news source reported about it. Uh, to be honest, it's not convincing for me. Kenya is not a big player. I mean, how can Kenya be an influential mediator between Ethiopia and Eritrea? Kenya, I mean, Euro Kenyatta and others, they helped Pretoria because they were backed by Americans. So Kenya on its own is not, it cannot be a significant mediator between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Mediators, guarantors are strong countries which have leverage on the negotiating parties. Kenya does not have this type of leverage. Maybe Abiy asked Ruto to talk to Isaias, but I doubt the report uh, shared by that news source. I think that this issue of sea access is a very complex issue. It cannot be solved by Kenya or by Somalia or by Egypt. That is why Abiy is turning to Americans, and Americans are interested. But if Americans are interested and they want to mediate, they might involve some Arab, some Middle Eastern, and African countries. Just like you saw during Pretoria negotiations, basically Americans led negotiations, but they involved IGAD, they involved African Union, they involved EU, etc. They were the main players. Again, I think Americans will be the main players, but they might involve Middle Eastern countries, maybe Kenya too, maybe IGAD or AU, but all these players are insignificant, except the US. Let's start first now. Just give me around 5 minutes. Why is Abiy in a hurry? It was being said a few months ago that Abiy won't hold election. Election is around 7 months away. Election, next national election in Ethiopia is around 7 months away. But the National Election Board of Ethiopia is giving just 6 days to Ethiopian political parties to submit the details of the candidates of these parties. You know that 2 days ago, uh, uh, 2 days ago, National Election Board of Ethiopia issued deadline. The NEBE announced that from the 17th of November till the 22nd of November, in just 6 days, all political parties that want to participate in the next election must submit details of their candidates. Just 6 days have been given, while election is 7 months away. I mean, when a party finalizes the candidates, it does not happen overnight. The party has to hold discussions, it has to compare different candidates, and then it compiles the lists of all the candidates. And the party then compares the documents of different candidates. Party gets feedback from the ground. And after that, party decides which candidate should contest election in which constituency. But NABE has given just 6 days to political parties to submit a list of their uh, candidates. Why? When election is 6 months away, why is that the parties are being blackmailed? It's a blackmailing, by the way. NEBE, the ruling party, they don't want genuine free participation of opposition parties in the election. That is why they are forcing the political parties to submit the complete details about the party candidates in just 6 days. And that is why OFC and OLF are meeting with Romania president. Though OFC and OLF are saying they are meeting the Romania president about security issues. That region, Romania region, is seeing serious security challenges. Armed networks are operating. But OLF and OFC, they want to contest the next election, but they're not prepared. They were not expecting that just 6 days will be given to them to compile the list of candidates. And OLF is being blackmailed by Ethiopian ruling party. A split has been created in the Oromo Liberation Front. The IBSA group is being blackmailed by the IBSA group is being blackmailed by the ruling party, the National Election Board of Ethiopia. People were saying a few months ago that the Prime Minister of Ethiopia won't hold election. But he wants to hold election, but in a manner that there is uncertainty. Just like election was held in Ethiopia last time. In 2021, a war was ongoing in Ethiopia. And back then, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia organized, he supported the holding of the election because everyone was boycotting. OLF, OFC leaders were in prison. TPLF was a terrorist entity. Ola was a terrorist entity. So there was no one to challenge him. He got himself elected almost unopposed. Again, he wants to hold the election during the conflict. He does not want peace in Ethiopia to prevail before the election. If it happens, political parties will start carrying out political activities, and Abiy's PP would face a challenge. Now Abiy is facing no real challenge. TPLF not eligible to contest election. ONLF split, one group based abroad, the other is backed by PP. The one based abroad of the one Made group is not allowed to be participate in the election. OFC, OLF pleading with the government to give them an appointment to meet because they're not prepared, and Dawood Ibsa could lose his party because it is a second faction too. This is the situation that all opposition parties are unprepared. Either they are not qualified or they're under duress. OLF and OFC boycotted last election. If they boycott this election, their registration will be cancelled. They're under duress. They want to contest. They'll be given 6 days to file the list of their candidates. So this election is going to be held in an atmosphere of uncertainty. This conflict in Amhara, in Oromia will go on. Status of TPL perhaps won't be restored. And in this atmosphere of uncertainty, Abiy will get himself elected for the next term. Will Abiy's rivals allow this election to be held? So, big things could happen in the next 5 to 6 months in Ethiopia. Thank you, USFA. Goracha says, I can't believe you said Abiy doesn't want peace in Ethiopia. Well, Abiy wants election to be held while there is conflict in Ethiopia, because conflict will give him justification to use military. It will give him justification to postpone election in certain areas. He wants issues to continue until he gets himself elected. Once he's elected, then he might start peace building efforts and efforts to talk to opposition groups too. All good. Everyone wants a piece of the budget. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Makate, for joining. With 32 minutes have passed, thank you for watching. Do write in comment section about the news I shared with you about just 6 days given to political parties to submit a list of their candidates. Political parties are not prepared, and the government, the NEBE, National Election Board of Ethiopia, they're blackmailing the political parties. Very few are eligible or interested in contesting the election. By the way, nothing has happened so far in terms of dialogue to take all the parties on board to make the election transparent and credible. Rather, in a hurry, things are being done so that opposition won't be able to unite. By the way, opposition has not been able to unite. I have not seen so far any single development showing a broad political alliance from opposition parties. Diaspora people have met, diaspora politicians have met, but in Ethiopia, Gudina and Daudip are in Oromia, Debretsion in Tigray, Dasalanchane in Amhara, no, then Made abroad, no political opposition front has been formed, which is indicative of the fact that Abiy perhaps is going to get himself elected for another term if political situation remains the same, because the opposition has not been able to unite. Thanks for watching, viewers. Stay blessed. We'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.